Good morning and welcome to another edition of Our Town here on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. My name is Darren Swinson. Our Town, as always, brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust. 4 guests on the program this morning. We will have a check-in with Decorah City Manager Travis Goedken later on in the program. Fireworks coming to Holiday Lights next week. We'll have a check-in with Ben Crose-Gagne with Helping Services for Youth and Family. But we'll get in the musical Christmas spirit this weekend with a couple of performances in the area. The Allamakee County Ecumenical concert will take place Sunday night, and we'll talk to Sarah Bieber about that concert. But another event that is back this year after a year off due to COVID-19 last year is the Decorah Chorale's Home for Christmas concert. It will take place Saturday night. And we hear about it now with Jason Rausch, the director of the Decorah Chorale. We have that conversation to kick off the Our Town program this morning on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. Coming up this Saturday night, a great area holiday tradition is returning this year. It's the Decorah Chorale's Home for Christmas concert coming up this Saturday night. And here to discuss the concert is the head of the Decorah Chorale, Mr. Jason Rausch. And Jason, has to be fun to have this concert back again this year. I know you guys have a great time putting it on, and it has to feel good to benefit an area charity through you guys' talents.
Yeah, we're so excited to have our Christmas concert again this year. It's our 21st annual Home for Christmas concert that supports the Habitat for Humanity in Winneshiek County. And I think we've given almost $40,000 over the last 20 years to this great organization. And we're just so glad to partner with them again and bring some holiday music to our community and just share in the Christmas spirit.
And tell us about the concert itself. The who, what, where, when, and why.
Yeah, the concert this year is going to be held at the high school, Decorah High School, in our auditorium. We just felt like maybe Decorah Lutheran Church was a little too intimate right now for these COVID times. And so we wanted to give our audience a little more space to be in. So people just need to remember, because it's been 20 years of having it at Decorah Lutheran Church. So it's at Decorah High School. It's at 7:00. And it's on Saturday, December 11th. And we have some students from the high school that are going to be caroling prior to the start of the concert. About 6:40, the Madrigal Singers will sing again this year, some holiday favorites.
And what will the concert all entail? What are we going to see when we head there Saturday night?
Well, we're going to see some traditional favorites. O Little Town of Bethlehem, I'll Be Home for Christmas. The kind of recent popular piece, Mary, Did You Know? We have a fantastic soloist, Brandon Douglas, on that. We're doing Silver Bells. We have the great Karen Truen playing some sleigh bells on a couple songs, including Silver Bells. We have some guest artists that are joining us. Chris Hadley is going to be playing soprano saxophone on O Little Town of Bethlehem, and then also playing a drum on one of the other pieces. And Nicholas Schoenefeld, Dr. Schoenefeld from Luther College, will be joining us on 2 pieces that need 4 hands to play the piano part. And Peggy Beatty, of course, is our collaborative accompanist who's been with us all semester and for many years. That's kind of the layout of the piece of the concert. Our first set is kind of centering around the theme of Mary, the Mother of God, and her holiness, her just honoring her, I guess, in our first 6 pieces. And then we're going to go into a couple pieces of praise, and then we're going to end with 4 secular pieces at the end, and send people out with quite a good feeling on our last piece called Ring Those Christmas Bells, which is one of the pieces that has the 4-handed piano. Mike Ellingson is going to be playing some glockenspiel on that last piece also. So they're really going to enjoy our finale, shall we say.
How many people are involved in the entire production?
There's about 65 people this year. We're a little smaller this year, as many choirs are these days. People who feel safe singing and not singing right now COVID has surely had an impact. So we're usually pushing 90 singers, and we're about 65 singers right now. But we're hoping to get those people back whenever we get back to a little closer to normal.
And Saturday night, 7 o'clock, of course, the donations will be taken for the Wenatchee County Habitat for Humanity, and that's a free will offering from what I understand. Is that correct?
Yes, we'll have Gus Johnson, who's the executive of the Habitat for Humanity for Wenatchee County. He'll give a speech. He'll talk a little bit about Habitat for Humanity. Then we'll take our free will offering. We'll pass the hat.
All right. Give us one final invitation to come out Saturday night.
Yeah, we'd love to see many friends out there supporting all the work that we've been doing this semester. Saturday, December 11th, 7 p.m., Decorah High School Auditorium. And come early if you want to hear the Magical Singers do some caroling.
All right. As for, might as well, as long as I got you on the line this morning, might as well give you an opportunity to talk up your high school kids. Do you guys got any performances coming up?
We do. The last night we had our orchestras had their concert. This coming Monday, the 13th will be our high school bands, and then the 20th will be the high school choirs. We'll have a concert at 7:30, December 20th, in the auditorium, and you'll hear some holiday pieces and some winter type pieces and just some general choral pieces also. But I think you're going to hear a little something for everybody at that concert, and you'll be intrigued by some of the dancing you see and some of the Australian and New Zealand pieces that we're doing with concert choir. Just walked out of a rehearsal with them, so they're doing great. Can't wait to offer this also to our supporters here in the community.
All right, Jason, we appreciate you talking with us this morning, telling us about the Habitat for Humanity benefit concert from the Decorah Chorale coming up this weekend. Also, thanks for giving us a little bit of insight of the Decorah High School music students as well. So it's a festive time of year, and music is a big reason that things get so festive this time of year. We thank you for bringing that to our community, and we thank you for the time this morning.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Jason Rausch, Decorah Chorale, the Home for Christmas concert coming up this Saturday night at Decorah High School. Music is a big part of the holiday season, and coming up this weekend, the Allamakee County Ecumenical Christmas Concert will take place. And here to discuss that event is Sarah Bieber. And Sarah, tell us about what's going to be coming up on Sunday night.
Hi, Darren. So Sunday, we have the 45th annual Community Christmas Festival of Lessons and Carols, and it is directed by my dad. He was the founding member of this ecumenical Christmas concert, and it is featuring our church's handbell choirs. If you've ever seen handbell choir, it's pretty exciting, and come to St. John's if you haven't. But we've got our adult handbell choir. There's about 13, 14 adults that play in that. And then our youth handbell choir, there's also about 13, 14 kids that play in that youth handbell choir. And it also has the Heartland Barbershop and Gospel Singers, which is a men's barbershop group that, again, my dad has founded from people in the area that have sung barbershop music in the past, and some of them had never sang it before, and now they're learning. And so they're singing a bunch of Christmas songs, really beautiful, gorgeous men's voices, just stunning guys. And then a women's ensemble will also be featured on a piece with them, which is absolutely just beautiful, this Ave Maria piece. And we'll also have the bar brass quintet from the high school coming up to do some pre-music before the concert, and then a special solo performance by the high school band director in Postville, Shauna Johnson. She's going to be playing just an absolutely gorgeous arrangement on a baritone solo accompanied by my dad on the piano. And then it'll also feature the organ. The congregation sings along to Christmas hymns, and there's a lot of lessons from the Christmas readings from the Bible featuring some area clergy, Laura Gentry, Ken Kimball, Kim Gates. So, and then our own Pastor Brian from St. John's will be leading us as well.
And 45 years this event has been going on. Obviously, it's something that the community supports, something that the community enjoys. What keeps this event special year in and year out?
probably just my dad, his overall love of what he does. If you've ever met Jim, he's just a bubbly, special human. He just has so much love for music in his life, and it just pours out of him into anybody that gets to work with him. And I've had people say, gosh, I just cannot say no to your dad. He asks me to do something and he just has that twinkle in his eye and he knows exactly how to get you involved. And yeah, without him, it would not be going this long. So, and he was inspired by Canterbury Cathedral's lessons and carols in England, the Old English church services, and wanted to bring that into a tradition here with lessons and carols as well.
And your dad is probably proof that, and I've heard this said about many people, once that music bug bites you, no matter what age it happens, it really never leaves you, does it?
No, it doesn't. And I mean, I grew up with it. There was days where I wanted to have nothing to do with it, but it still finds its way back into you. And then it's something you can really do forever. I mean, he's 77, something like that. And he is still going strong. And I don't know what else you can do, you know, physically, maybe play golf or something by the time you're that age still, but it just keeps him going and keeps him alive.
And the neat thing about it, you got all these groups from old to young coming together to put this musical collaboration together. And that really has to be special for everybody involved, I'd imagine.
It is. It is. And typically there would be an elementary children's choir as well, but we just haven't brought that back yet since of COVID. But to see the little kids, and then they get to sing with the big kids and then get to sing with the adults. And sometimes we've had an orchestra in the past. My nieces and nephews have all played their violins, violas, cellos in it. We've had the small symphony orchestra from Luther come over when we used to have it in St. Pat's. It's a lot of variety every year, and there's always a lot of people involved, which is so awesome in our tiny little community to get everybody to do that.
Pretty neat event. Give us the final who, what, where, when, and why about the event coming up on Sunday night.
On Sunday, it will be at St. John's at 7 o'clock and St. John's Lutheran Church in Waukon this Sunday, December 12th at 7 o'clock.
And of course, you're the vocal music instructor at Waukon High School, and you had a busy weekend last weekend, and your Sunday and Monday is going to be pretty busy once again this week, from what I understand. Is that correct?
It is. I can't believe it. Back to back Sunday, Monday. Last weekend with our annual church tour, we went to St. Pat's, St. John's, First Presbyterian, just to name a few. A high school choir got to sing 4 songs for them, and then 1 extra special little tiny piece of music by a small ensemble. And we're going to redo it again this coming Monday for our high school concert, but we'll be also with the high school band. So they'll be with us this coming Monday, also at 7 o'clock at the Waukon High School Auditorium, our Christmas concert, winter festival featuring the band and choir. And yeah, last Monday we had the middle school. They just did a little winter musical actually for the first time called the Jingle Bell Jukebox, and that was quite the hit. So we're full of music.
Well, and I'd imagine it's been busy. It's been a lot of work to put these on, but I'd imagine it's really kind of gets you into that festive holiday spirit these last couple of weekends for you personally. Would that be fair to say?
Oh yeah, I can't imagine Christmas season without all of these music events. It's just, I've grown up that way, and it definitely gets you into the spirit, and just being around a bunch of other people that just love to make music and love this season as well is always really special.
Sarah, we appreciate you taking some time to talk about the concert coming up on a Sunday night and your high school concert coming up on a Monday. We appreciate you and your family's contribution to just spreading that festive holiday cheer throughout Allamakee County. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and enjoy the weekend full of music in Waukon and Allamakee County.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you and everyone out there too, and we hope to get you out into the community and see you for these wonderful musical events.
All right, Sarah Bieber talking about the Walk-On Ecumenical Choir having their Christmas concert Sunday night at 7 o'clock, and more Christmas music at the Walk-On High School Auditorium Monday night at 7 o'clock as well. Holiday Lights is continuing out at the Decorah campground, and one of the big events for Holiday Lights will take place next week. And here to discuss that is Ben Crose-Gagne from Helping Services for Youth and Family. And Ben, just give us a general update. How have things been going out at the campground with your annual fundraiser?
Yes, well, thank you for having me today. And yeah, Holiday Lights has been going well. It's running for the drive-through is open nightly, 5 to 9 p.m. every night through Christmas. And we've seen the weekends are busy, and it's a little bit quieter on the weekdays. So if you want to take your time next to those displays, really drive through and take it as your pace, whatever pace you want to go. But our walkthrough night that kicked it off had 2,500 people come. So we were thrilled with that. The weather helped us out, obviously, and it was wonderful to see everyone at that opening kickoff event. But as you mentioned, our fireworks is coming up December 14th, next Tuesday.
And tell us about the fireworks display next Tuesday night. How can people see the fireworks? What's all involved in the evening? What special events are planned?
Yeah, so the fireworks, we're lucky enough to partner with Decorah High School and the Booster Club, the athletic booster club there. So we're inviting everyone for that front row view of the fireworks. Is come on down to the football stadium. You can find a seat, grab a blanket. It looks, knock on wood, weather looks decent. Looks about 47 degrees, so we can't complain about that in December, I guess. Yeah, you'll be able to watch it there, and the fireworks shoot off at 6:30 p.m. And the gates kind of open up at 6. So we invite you to come to the Decorah High School and enjoy the show with us there.
And if folks want to donate towards Helping Services for Youth and Family, is there going to be an opportunity to do it at the high school football field that night?
There is. There'll be no cost to go in and sit and watch the show, but we will ask for frugal donations as you kind of leave the football stadium. And of course, if you happen to be sitting in your car and you don't come to the football stadium or at home and you can see the fireworks, you can drive through Holiday Lights and make your frugal donation there, or you can always go online at helpingservices.org at our website and make a donation on there. But fireworks have become a tradition as part of Holiday Lights, and it's another way to light up the sky there. So we're thrilled that it's back again this year.
And you mentioned the weather sounding good. I won't talk about the next 24 hours related to our scheduled forecast, but next Tuesday night sounds just absolutely outstanding for the 14th of December.
It does. We're lucky that that we're going to have that nice weather for the fireworks as long as everything holds. You never can control the weather there, but it's they'll go off regardless there unless there's a huge windstorm or something like that. But yeah, and then obviously if we we're predicted to get a little bit of snow, but that's perfect for a holiday light because you drive on through, those lights bounce off the snow, it makes them shine just a little bit brighter. So it's a wonderful time. So if you've been through without the snow, we encourage you to come back to Pulpit Rock Campground, drive through when there's snow on the ground as well. It's a wonderful thing, and it feels more Christmassy, I guess, in a sense, because the snow on the ground.
I would totally concur with that. And of course, Holiday Lights open every night from now until Christmas. Weekend is coming up. I'm thinking jolly old St. Nicholas going to be in town this weekend. Is that correct?
He is, yeah. So Santa, we're lucky enough that Santa comes visits us on the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the Pulpit Rock Campground. You're able to see him. And if you come midweek and he's not there, you can still drop off your letter for him. We've got Santa's mailbox there. And Santa's last night will be Sunday, December 19th. So make sure. So these next 2 weekends, Santa will be visiting Holiday Lights, and then he's got to go back to the North Pole and get all the gifts ready and load up the sleigh and put oil in Rudolph. I don't know what they do there. So it's and then he delivers all those gifts on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning.
All right. Anything else you want to pass on to the public as long as you got the forum this morning?
Well, I just want to thank everyone who's went through the lights already, and encourage folks, if they haven't been, come on through. Those donations that you drop off at the gate make a world of difference to us helping services, but Northeast Iowa. Our goal is to make Northeast Iowa healthier and safer for all, and this is our most important fundraiser. So we just want to thank you for all your support you provide over the years, and this year especially.
And all the volunteers making it happen. I'd imagine it couldn't happen without them either.
That is true. Yeah. Each night we have volunteers out there. Over the whole season, it's about 350 or 400 volunteers that make holiday lights happen through the setup and meeting cars every night and with the teardown. So we couldn't do it without them, and the sponsors that help us bring in new displays each year. So it's definitely a community effort here, and we're grateful for everyone's support as well to help us out and make this event such a popular event and a tradition for so many in the area.
All right, Ben, we appreciate you taking some time. Best of luck with the continued success with holiday lights out at the Decorah campground. Hopefully it's a great night next Tuesday night for the fireworks down at the Decorah High School football field. And thank you, all the community volunteers and everybody at Helping Services for Northeast Iowa, and Helping Services for Youth and Family, which makes our area a better place. And this is just one part of the great work that you guys do on a year in and year out basis. And since I might not have you on before the holidays, Merry Christmas to you and your family too.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you as well. And thank you for having me. And we look forward to seeing everyone at Holiday Lights at the Pulpit Rock Campground in Decorah.
Ben Crose-Gagne from Helping Services for Youth and Family. Having a conversation this morning with Decorah City Manager Travis Goedken, a variety of issues to talk about, as well as always with the city of Decorah. And Travis, about 10 days ago, you and the council held a goal-setting work session. What came out of that get-together?
Yes, so that goal-setting work session is very valuable to the council and staff, especially as we move into budget season. Really help staff prepare a budget to present to council to achieve a lot of those goals. And so there were, at the end result, through lots of input, discussion with council and staff, 12 goals identified. And to be honest with you, very good, solid goals. With the number one overall consensus was fiber to the premises. So we pretty much don't have to wait for a final report back from Upper Explorer Land to work on a implementation of that goal. So that kind of led us to last night's council meeting, with council moving forward on a proposal from R&S Fiber Optic to design a plant layout for the community as our first step for fiber to the premises.
And when it comes to getting fiber to the city, what type of a price tag are we talking about related to that? Everyone agrees it's a noble goal, but as always, when it comes to the finances, the devil's in the details. How much of a price tag are we talking about related to that?
That it is. And, you know, honestly, Darren, that's a big question mark right now, because as everyone's well aware, you've got raw material prices that are soaring for some materials, steel, and you've got some that's holding fairly steady. So we're estimating going to be around that 10 million, maybe slightly above that mark, for a build out of the entire city for this fiber to the premises. But that's where this first step comes into play, the design, layout, and with that will come an estimated cost for completion.
And I know last week as well, you had a chance to meet with some Alliant Energy representatives regarding some of their operations and how they do business and how they handle certain situations. And it led to a discussion matter and an action matter at last night's city council meeting. Explain what went on with your meeting with Alliant representatives.
Yes, that work session again with council was a great meeting with Alliant representatives, both in person as well as virtually through Zoom. The council was able to ask quite a few questions ahead of time, which provided some time for Alliant to do some homework, do the math, get the numbers, and honestly, great dialogue between council, staff, Alliant representatives, which like you said, Darren, ultimately resulted in a 6-0 vote last night for Alliant to install streetlights on East Main. So a really good conversation as a result.
And related to the East Main streetlights, which the council voted to approve last night, where exactly are they going to be located?
Yeah, so there's 3 of them along a block that I apologize that the exact block I'm not going to be able to remember. I'm going to blame it on my newness here, but it's in conjunction with the East Main Street project. We did have to relocate 3 poles as part of that project. So it's right on, and I'm sure all those residents along that stretch, they'll tell you exactly where it's at.
And that's definitely fair. I'll let you slide a little bit, but 6 months from now, I might not let you slide as much there, sir.
I appreciate it, Darren.
Hey, no problem on that end of things. You also dealt with the ordinance regarding snow and ice removal from sidewalks, and winter is here, and we're going to have to deal with this eventually in the city of Decorah. What exactly does that ordinance say? Are there any changes that people need to know about in regards to moving snow and ice from their property? How is the city moving forward on that?
Right. So there's 2 real changes as part of that ordinance. That one is more clarification. The other is was a result of having this discussion that I don't think a lot of people have issue with, but there are some. So the first one, city code used to say that you had to remove snow and ice from your sidewalk in a reasonable time. Okay, what's a reasonable time? And so when it comes to enforcement matters, that's a little difficult. And so council did approve changing that to 24 hours time. So after snowfall stops, you have 24 hours to remove the snow from the sidewalk. And then the police department, in conjunction with our code enforcement officer, will work to really help educate the public. And that's where we asked for help from radio, from print media, help us educate the public, because the goal is to get these sidewalks clear so that kids can still walk to school in the winter, and we have a very active community. People can still enjoy and get out and enjoy walking our city streets without being in the street. And then the other change, this is more, the change itself is it prohibits the practice of taking the snow from your driveway sidewalk and pushing it into the right of way adjacent to somebody else's property. So think if I had a snowplow on the front of my truck, pushing my driveway snow all the way across the street and up into the right of way on the other side. So we don't have a lot of issues with that, but my understanding is the city has received complaints of neighbors doing that in the past. And so they did put that provision there in code as well.
And related to that, if you're pushing out your driveway and you shove that snow out into the street, is that a practice that's still allowed, or is the city got some red flags about that?
Yeah, that's one there's some red flags there as well. Don't push your snow into the street, making the assumption that the street guys can come by and push that snow into the right of way for you, especially if that practice is done after the snow plows have already gone by. Now you've resulted in that snow sits out there. If it's on asphalt, that sun hits on it, you get a snow melt, and then it refreezes at night. Now you've got a new hazard that you've just created. So yeah, don't push your snow out in the city streets either.
And regarding the enforcement of the 24-hour rule related to your sidewalks, when it comes to the enforcement officers, when it comes to the police officers related to this, are they going to take a education first approach as compared to a punitive first approach related to this?
Right. And that's always our emphasis here, is going to be education first. And so we are making up, modifying some door hangers that we have to, once that 24 hours passes, especially if we're getting calls on a property, we're going to go to that property, hang a door tag, and, that starts the timer for them. It's going to provide them notice. You need to get that snow removed. And if not, we're going to come here and do it for you. And then you're going to have a bill. So education is going to be the emphasis. Absolutely.
And I guess looking at this from the big picture perspective, let's say a family is out of town for a few days, visiting relatives over the holidays, and you get 3-4 inches in the Decorah area. Is it a case of, hey, ask your neighbor to help you out in a situation like that?
Yeah, that's always a good practice. And, I'm pretty confident in Decorah. I've experienced it in the past in Humboldt, make my neighbors aware I'm going to be out of town for a few days. And sometimes you don't even have to ask your neighbors. And I think that's going to be the case here in Decorah. You don't have to ask the neighbor if they could snow blow or shovel your sidewalk for you. I see that happening a lot here.
In about a month, you'll get going on the fiscal year 2023 budget. In your initial preparations, a lot of those came out of the goal setting session that you talked about. In your initial preparation, is it too early to ask what you're looking at related to the budget yet this year, or is it a case, will that your work be a cumulative effort that you talk about in January?
Yeah, so we've already started some initial work internally on the budget. I would say overall, the biggest issue is going to be on changes at the state level that have impacted our revenues. And so the state has changed tax code several years ago with promises of making cities whole, knowing that it was a huge detriment, the changes that they were proposing in tax code. So that promise to make cities whole moving forward, they actually backed out on that last year. And so the city of Decorah is going to receive less and less revenues from the state based on those tax code changes. So that's going to be our biggest struggle, is our revenues never increase at the true cost of CPI, or typically don't increase at the rate of CPI. This year, certainly not going to be the case with where we're at with inflation. So that's going to be our biggest struggle, Darren, is that change in revenue.
And when that changed related to the property tax reimbursement at the state level for a few years ago, I know you were working in the state of Iowa at that time. Let's face it, state government's records of keeping their promises on that have been pretty lousy over the years. I'm guessing this is something that was expected, correct?
It was. Cities had been preparing it for some time. The Iowa League of Cities had advocated really well on our behalf that even though we're preparing for it, it was still going to be difficult. We knew it was coming. And to be honest with you, Darren, when I was in Kansas prior to coming back to the state of Iowa, the same thing played out there. So it's not just unique to the state of Iowa.
And that wasn't my intent. I'm just
talking, absolutely.
When the feds tell the state something, the state tells the local government something. Over the years, there's a bunch of promises that haven't been kept over the years, and this is just another example of that. Anything else you want to pass on to the public as long as you got the forum this morning?
The biggest thing, Darren, was hitting on that ordinance with the snow and ice. Winter's coming. Our crews are ready to go, and we hope residents are ready to take care of themselves during the winter as well. Other than that, we look forward for the final report from the goal setting session and putting together a budget that hopefully achieves those goals over the next 2 years.
All right, Travis, we appreciate you taking some time to talk about all things City of Decorah with us this morning. And we probably won't talk to you till the turn of the new year. So a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family. And as always, we appreciate the time.
Merry Christmas, Darren. Thank you very much.
Travis Goedken is the city manager in Decorah. Our thanks to our guest on the program this morning, Jason Rausch from the Decorah Chorale, the Decorah Chorale's Home for Christmas concert Saturday night, 7 o'clock at the Decorah High School Auditorium. That's a new location this year. The Decorah High School Auditorium free will offering will be accepted for Habitat for Humanity. We also want to thank Sarah Bieber. She joins us to discuss the Walk-On Ecumenical Christmas concert taking place Sunday night at the St. John's Lutheran Church. And if you wait until Christmas Eve, that will be broadcast on Bluff Country 103.5 KNEI. But experience the concert event in person coming up Sunday night Should be a fine event for that. Next Tuesday night at 6:30, fireworks related to the Holiday Lights fundraiser for Helping Services for Youth and Family. We thank Ben Crose-Gagne for joining us and discussing that. And we also want to thank Decorah City Manager Travis Goedken for joining us as well. Don't forget, each and every week we put this show on video. You can go to any of the Witness Communication or radio station Facebook pages, and we upload this show to our YouTube channel so you can actually see the interesting people we talk to on a week in and week out basis. And we just provide you another way to get this show. I know a lot of you might be busy at 9 o'clock every Thursday morning, and the content that we provide, we try to provide it on your schedule to make it convenient for you. And that's what we're doing by putting this show on Our Town or on YouTube every week. And if you're just out on YouTube, like today's show, search 12/9 Our Town program, and then you will be able to see this show as well. Another way we provide you with the content that we provide on a weekly basis here at Witness Communications. Our thanks to our guest. Our thanks to our sponsors, Decorah Bank and Trust, and our thanks to you for tuning in, logging on, or watching Our Town on 94.9 and 99.1 The River.